Peace, peace, YouTube family. It's your boy Zay coming back at you with another one. You dig? You know how we do. We get right into it. All right, catching these sun rays, light codes, downloads. You dig what I'm saying? Um, Hope you're having a great day. But this video, I want to talk about empty victories. I was watching a video last night. He was kind of talking about. It was this 40-year-old guy, pretty successful. He was talking about the things he wished he did when he was in his 20s. Because I'm in my 20s, I always watch those videos. Not always, but anytime I come across one, it come on my algorithm. I tap in with it to see what they're talking about, just to see if what I'm doing kind of aligns with the things that they're saying they wish they would have done in their 20s. And for the most part, actually more than for the most part, I'm pretty much on that path. But one of the main things that stood out that he said, and something that I always try to tell, like even the younger ones, the younger guys that's coming up, is about these empty victories. You know, especially in your early 20s and your 20s in general, so many guys get caught up in empty victories and think, and they try to find fulfillment within empty victories. And empty victories come from things like, you know, chasing after women's sex, always getting high, always getting drunk, always going to the club, always partying. Like these, they feel great in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, they feel great in the moment, but when you put it on a scale, when you really measure it out, it's really an empty victory, because you get the dopamine spike of I'm thriving, I'm doing this, I'm elevating, because you're getting so much pleasure within that moment. But when you actually extract the value from that moment or from that victory, is really no substance within it, which is why it's labeled as an empty victory. You know, I see this all the time with guys getting so caught up in empty victories, and they be thinking they up, they be thinking they winning. But as I sit back and observe, I'm just like, you're not really able to pivot or make no moves off of that victory you just had. It was just something that made you feel good. And I'm not saying pleasure is a bad thing. I'm not saying you should never feel pleasure. You should never experience pleasure. But especially in your early 20s, I can't stress this enough. I'm 24, and I've been stressing this since I was 20, 21. I was really like telling, hey, bro, that fun gonna come. Actually, I've been saying this since in college. That's why I was never really a guy that really went out for real. Cause I always knew that fun gonna come, bro. Especially when you good, when you get your resources right, your mind right, your body right, bro. All that other stuff gonna come. So it's so many guys that get wrapped up in these empty victories, and they lose sight of their vision. They lose sight of the thing that they should be focusing on, that can really elevate their lifestyle. Truly, that really has substance. They get lost in the things that has no substance, that lack fulfillment, but it has a ton of pleasure. You know, and those things are dangerous, because you can get wrapped up into it, and you can start becoming into a loop of mental delusion of thinking this is bringing fulfillment within my life. It's just bringing you um, instantaneous and temporary pleasure, but it's not really fulfilling any aspect of your life, especially when we start to talk about things aligning with your vision. You know, so empty victories are real, and the reason why it's so important to avoid these in your 20s, in your early 20s, is because these are supposed to be your building years, man. It's so much fun I done missed out on, so many women I done missed, like, and the reason why I use the quotation mark, because you're not really missing out on anything. All that shit been here, is gonna be here. It's here now, it was here before, and it's gonna be here when you get home. So you're not really missing anything. That's why I use the quotation mark. It's because the quotes is because you're not missing nothing, bro. Your early 20s is the perfect years to build character, to build foundation, to build stability. So when you start transitioning to your late 20s and you hit 30, you can hit the ground running on a lot of stuff you was setting up this past decade, or these past 9 years, 8 years, 7 years. However, whenever you started within your 20s, every year count. So just because you ain't started at 20, that don't mean you get to 25 and like, oh, I ain't started at 20, so there's no reason for me to start at 25. Hell no, start at 25. Shit, start at 26, 27, 28. If you pass 30, start then. If you pass, bro, just start. Denying those quick pleasures, denying those empty victories, bro, because it tricks your mind into thinking that you're actually fulfilling your vision and your purpose because of all this pleasure. And it's an override on pleasure. And I think an override on anything is no good, especially pleasure. Especially pleasure. Um, just like right now, I'm out here sitting in front of a grass field underneath the sun. To most people, that's not really pleasurable or fun, but I mean, to me, it is, because it's a place of peace and a place of reflection and a place of just tranquility and stillness, and it allow me to it allows my thoughts to flow, and my ideas to connect to each other and whatnot. So just little things like that, bro. Getting in the gym, bro. The gym, man. I'm telling you, the gym does so much for you physically and mentally, because you consistently going to the gym. It's not only building your body, but it's building your mind for you to be disciplined on doing a certain activity consistently. Because anybody who's been in fitness know, to build a high level physique, you can't. I mean, you could get the steroids or whatnot, but I'm talking about a natty body. That take time. That takes some time. That is really building. You're really building and chiseling and fine tuning. Because once you get your base, then once you find out how your base is within your body, your physical body, then that's when you start fine tuning. You start chiseling and chiseling. You gotta be real intricate on how you building your body. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't go too fast. Because that's how some of these people who get swole real quick, they get them injuries and they fall off just as fast as they got on. You know what I'm saying? So it's longevity within building the physique that best fits you, and the most the most healthiest and the most optimal for you. You know. So yeah, I can't remember the dude's name. I want to say it was Leonard or something like. It was a brown skinned dude, bald head. Was a fitness coach. He real jacked. I think he'd say he just turned 40. He was 41. He was just saying a lot of things, and he was saying even he had started fitness at 25. Well, he started fitness before 25. Started fitness at 15, but his first fitness YouTube video, he dropped when he was 25. Um, so he was saying how you realize how um, he started to fall in love with just being in the consistent cycle of discipline, focus, like I said, avoiding them empty pleasures. Like, bro, to be focused in a world full of distractions as a man, you're a cheat code, bro. You're a cheat code. Dog, you can go to the hub right now and get off a bus one right now. That alone is a distraction, bro. You can get on Instagram and scroll through a bunch of pretty women and like all their pics and binge watch all their stories and all their videos, and that's a distraction right there. You can go out to the club and spend a bunch of money on drinks for the women that's in the club, and chase out the women and put on a drip to impress them and all. That's a distraction right there. It's so many distractions in this world. So for you to remain undistracted in a world full of distractions, bro, you're so powerful. You become so powerful that you don't even know it. The people around you start to notice it much faster and much more than you do, because how you seeing it, you just seeing it as, because for myself, for example, there's a lot of things that I do that I just look at as like, oh, I mean, that's, you know what I'm saying? Because I've normalized it within my life. It's just, oh, I do that. I mean, yeah, I do it, but it's just, I don't think too much of it. But for anybody else, the average person, they be like, oh, I can't do that. And like how the dude was saying in the video, people tell him, oh man, you get up at 4 or 5, I can't do that. You watch what you eat consistently, I can't do that. And he was like, Darren, why you can't do it? Because I pride myself on being able to do things that most people can't do. And I'm the same way. I pride myself on being able to do shit that people look at me crazy that I do, and I pride myself on being like that, and I pride myself on seeing that reaction every time. It's just like, yeah, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it, I know you can't do it. You know what I'm saying? And this ain't ego talk, but it's just like if everybody could do it, they would. I know it's hard. I know it's difficult. I know it's not easy. It's simple because you know what you need to do, but it's not easy. I know that, which is why I do it. I love testing myself in different ways. It's so easy. I could, bro. And here's the thing about me being on retention. Bro, I promise you, bro. I promise you. Again, this is not ego talk at all. It's not hard for me to get women, bro. So when I say I'm on retention or I'm celibate, that's by choice, bro. I'm nowhere near incel, and I probably even had to say that. I probably peaked my energy, but I just for anybody who want to troll, oh you an incel, okay, buddy. But I pride myself on being a guy in his early 20s when my testosterone is pumping at its damn near highest, to be able to harness that sexual energy and transmute it into my works, into my crafts, into everything that I'm doing, into my workouts, bro. I pride myself on that, bro. That's a badge of honor. That's a badge of honor, bro, to be in 2023 and say you a man who could abstain from sexual lust, to be able to transcend lust and to be able to tap back into it whenever you want to. Nigga, that's a superpower, bro. That's a superpower. For real, it is. So, I'm not gonna make this video long, man. Empty pleasures will leave you, empty victories will leave you with an empty lifestyle, bro. And I was, quick note again, I was watching, well, more so listening, but it was on YouTube. It was breaking down when Napoleon Hill was talking about sexual transmutation. He was saying how most of the guys that he was observing, he did a case study, and most of the guys he was observing, they didn't become successful until their 40s or 50s, is because they didn't understand the importance of transmuting your sexual energy. And empty victories don't just apply to just like um, having sex all the time. Like I said, it involves with you finding different vices. That's the word he used, vices. Like people get caught up in these vices and they become comfortable in these vices and they allow it to become a distraction and an excuse for why they're not doing the things that they say they want to do in life. You know, and these vices will have a vice on your life. You think these vices are helping you get through life, but I can always say sometimes you need to be uncomfortable, bro. In your 20s, you need to be uncomfortable, dog. You need to be uncomfortable. I've accomplished a good amount of things for my age, but every day I wake up uncomfortable because I know where I'm trying to get to, bro. I know where trying to get to. I know I'm not where I want to be financially, and it irks my soul every day. But it doesn't irk my soul to the point to where I feel like I need to rush some, or I feel like I'm finna crash, or I feel like I'm finna lose it mentally. I mean that in a way of it irks my soul to where I can't never be complacent. I can't never be complacent, bro. Even when I start gaining and getting to where I know I should be, even then I'm still gonna be on some type time just because I knew the amount of time and energy and effort it took for me to get to that point. So let's not even talk about elevating past that point. For you to even continue to remain at that point, it takes the same level of what you were doing to get there. Not to elevate past that point. I wouldn't even say it necessarily take more. It takes harder work, but it takes more intricate thoughts and more focus on the minor details. You feel me? So empty victories, bro. Like I said, all this stuff that us guys get caught up in the short term, in the now, bro, it's gonna be there, bro. Women gonna be there, money gonna be there, the flash, the cars or whatever, the going out, all that's gonna be there, bro. Be that guy who's disciplined enough to say, you know what, I ain't in no rush right now to flex for the women, to do this and that. A lot of these guys are burning themselves out trying to keep up, trying to impress. Then once you burn out, you don't realize, bro, she gonna go to the next lit dude, bro. That's no knocking women. That's female nature, bro. That's your fault. You burnt out. So I'm over here to this. You are of no value to her anymore. So you crashed out. You burnt out all the amount of value you had by trying to overgive and try to basically overgive of what you actually even have. Give off the value to actually have and be comfortable with that, bro. Women know me. When I come around, I ain't trying to flex for you, sweetheart. I ain't trying to splurge on you. Ain't none of that. You gonna get some good conversation. You gonna learn. I'm gonna make you think. You gonna get a good laugh. And I might buy you something if I want to. Ain't nothing crazy. If I want to buy you a meal, if I want to take you out to dinner, if I want to buy you a gift, then I will. But that's on my accord, and that's in alignment with my financial status at that moment. I'm not doing it to impress you. If I ever do it, I'm doing it because I want to, because I cherish you. You dig what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, don't get caught up in these empty victories. They all around you. These empty pleasures, these quick dopamine spikes that be having guys running off of fumes and stuff. And you look up, you 27, 28, and you already burnt out. I know some people my age. I know some guys my age. They already look burnt out, bro, because they couldn't let the partying lifestyle go. They couldn't let the clubbing lifestyle go. They couldn't let the constantly indulge in these vices and involving themselves and indulging in escapism, finding different forms of escapism, to step out of their reality and try to create a alternate reality within their head based off using these different substances and stuff. But you got to realize, no matter how much you tap into these drugs to tap into these alternate realities and whatnot, you still have to come to this base reality. This base reality is what it is. Like, of course, I can go deeper into going into understanding that the only thing that's real is consciousness, and everything that we see is just light reflected and matter, and I could go into all that, but just keeping on 3D talk. This is your life, bro. Don't run from it. Don't run from your responsibility. Don't run from the things you need to be doing. Don't keep pushing it off. And I'm telling you, I done met guys older and like, man, I wish I would have did that when I was young. I refuse to be that OG telling the young, but I wish I would have did that. I wish I would have did that. No, I'm gonna be the one telling them, the reason why I'm here, where I'm at right now, and the reason why you're talking to me, and the reason why I'm in a position to give you this advice is because I did these hard things in my 20s. So doing those hard things in my 20s, it became a habit. So by the time I hit 30, like, it ain't shit for me to work out and go. That's a habit, bro. You build up these good habits, and bro, you'll be surprised what life take you, bro. Now, if you continue to follow pursuit and hold on to these lackluster habits, then you're gonna have a lackluster lifestyle, bro. Your habits reflect your lifestyle, and I think I'm gonna make a video about that soon. But I'm gonna catch y'all next video. Peace.